Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Vintage Story. So since last episode, I wanted to bring you guys back at nighttime. For whatever reason, like look at this. There is not a single lurker in sight. Or not lurker. Drifter. Not a single drifter in sight. And I don't know what it is. Like they have just stopped coming around. Like they're terrified of me. Now I've noticed that if I go out, you would almost think I'm playing in like some kind of peaceful mode, right? But let's say, for example, I come out here. Like, they're just not near my building site. But I don't know. Sometimes there'll be lurkers, but there's not a whole lot of them. It's like their numbers have thinned, and I have not updated to the version where the number of lurkers is diminished. I'm still running, like, yeah, look down there. Like, there's lurkers down there. Like, one's right there trying to get up here. But it's like my building site. I haven't seen any near my building site in a while. I've been out gathering resources and doing different things, and I haven't seen a single drifter near there. Also, the chickens haven't been breeding. You know, it was just a test. Like I said, I didn't know of any breeding mechanics, but they don't seem to be, like, multiplying. But I do think I'm going to keep them. You know, whenever I have, like, a little pen set up, I'm going to bring them over, because the roosters crow when the sun comes up, and I don't know, it just kind of adds to that village theme. I wish they didn't, like, run in fear when I walk by them. That would be kind of cool. Like, if I could tame them so they wouldn't run from me. But yeah, like, look at this. I mean, there's not a single drifter in sight. But interesting thing, okay, last episode we got that temporal gear, right? I have a second one. And it really wasn't that many kills since the first one that I got the second one. And I also got a bunch of copper here, too. This was actually in the little desert area over there. There was a copper vein that we had marked before, and I was over there near the desert, and I saw it. I went over there, and there was actually quite a bit of copper underground there. And another thing I've done since the last episode is, look at this. I've been digging, and digging, and digging, and digging. And our tunnel actually goes all the way through. It's not fully widened. And right now it's just literally stone straight through. But our tunnel does go to the other side. And I put a little... Look at all the chickens. I actually thought about killing them, but I think once the tunnel's open, I'm going to take them back to the village. I think I'm going to try not to kill any chickens, because I really don't feel like I need to, because I get so much meat. Like, I have a bunch of uncooked meat. Now, I've got 51 on me, just because. I might as well. And then I have all those berries, and I have tons of grains to make bread. Right? And then I have a ton of, like, soybeans and turnips and stuff like that we're going to be... or that we have, and then I'm going to be actually building proper farms before long too, which will be great. I need to cover that because I almost fall in it every time I go through here. And then aside from that, I have these birch trees have came in a couple times. I chopped those. Also, I've went through, this will be the third pick since the last episode. If you count the pick I was using at the end of the last episode, I have been using quite a few picks, mainly digging through the mountain. And then I've been working on this road here. And you can see, I basically just expanded. I didn't want to go too far and just you guys come back and there's just like roads for days, you know. So I did expand this out a little bit, and we kind of have some extra pathways going on. So not a whole lot. And then I made a bunch of oil lamps and brought them around. I used up pretty much all the fat that we had on hand, and I killed a few more hyenas, got a little bit more fat. And if we take a look in here, I've got 8 and 5 more bowls. 13 more bowls. I actually made 3 stacks of bowls. They stack at 8. So I made 3 stacks of clay bowls and fired them all up. So, and then we have a bunch of fences and cobblestone and just all kinds of things. Now, one thing I discovered since last episode that I found to be amazing. Okay, whenever I showed you guys this little feature, you guys were like, some of you guys were like, oh man, that's really cool, because, you know, I didn't realize it was a thing. And I just kind of happened upon it by accident. So, like, we can open up multiple chests, right? Now, here's something even cooler. I want to open this chest on the far right, that very miscellaneous chest. If I hold the control button, look at this. I can turn while I have my chest open. And I can turn to where I want to go. The only problem is my mouse actually goes off screen when I do it, onto the second screen there. But and then I can also, you know, open up signs and do all this different stuff, and I've noticed that you can't hit control when you have the sign opened up, but as soon as I close that, I can do that. But yeah, so you can turn your camera while you have your chest and stuff open by using control. Like, normally you can't do it, see? But as soon as I hit that control button, it gives me free control while the chests are open. So if I have chests and then I'm like, oh, well, I want this chest behind me, I can easily move it over and move stuff between the chests. It's really, really cool, right? Really, really cool. I did not realize that was a thing. So, and I just actually just kind of happened upon it. I was sprinting over here is what it was. I was sprinting from there, and I was like, okay, I need to jump this stuff in the andesite, and I hit it, and then I was like, I don't know, I don't know how I managed to do it, but anyways, I was like, oh man, I can turn, and it was like happy day all over again. So, but anyways, on to what we're going to be doing today. I would like to start the blacksmith, and I have some really cool ideas for the blacksmith. I would like to get that started, and I think I want to focus on the blacksmith building until it's done. And it's going to take a little while. So just be prepared. We're probably going to spend a couple episodes on it. So just be prepared. But my first goal today, my very first goal is I need to find granite gravel. I did go into a test world between episodes. I played around. I don't like the andesite gravel. In my test world, I have granite gravel laid out. Of course, I didn't actually build like the entire building, but I have block ideas placed down. That's usually what I do in like a test world is I'll place out blocks that I think will go together and see if, you know, if I like the combinations. And I was very happy about that. Very, very happy. Now, over here, is that really more copper? This is about the place where I found the last copper. But the thing is, this sand falls, and yeah, right here is where I marked the copper before. And you can see I actually had to dig all this stuff out because the sand falls down, and so I had to dig it all out. And anyways, we got a lot of andesite gravel and andesite sand at this point. But another thing I would like to do while we're out is if we see hyenas, let's kill them because it's free fight. And we're going to use our awesome hit and run method here, which never fails. I love it. I love it because we don't take any damage. Like we're like a ninja. Just zooming in there, just stab, stab, stab. Oh man, there's a pack of hyenas here. Let's take them. Which, oh. Ah, it's a bad idea. It's a very bad idea. And actually the sword is close to breaking. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. There you go. Okay, let me grab these berries. Let me heal up. I need this fat though because of how many oil lamps we actually need. Oh, there's a bunch more hyenas. See, I almost feel like I've pushed them out of their, like, grasslands, but they're trying to make a push back into the grasslands. Because here lately, I feel like there's been a lot of hyenas around. And I think it's like the next generation of hyenas. Like, I killed all their parents. And I know I sound, like, terribly morbid at the moment. But I killed all their parents. And now they've, like, grown up to maturity, and they're angry, and they're coming to get their revenge, so to speak. I've got so much leather, I don't even know what to do with all of it. Like, I've just got so much leather. Hey, he's just not interested in it. He's like, nah, no thanks. That one's a different color, which is quite interesting. There you go. Haha! Just hyena purge. Okay, we're up to 4 lumps of fat. Yay. Yay us. I'm going to kill, like, this one, and of course we see those 3 off in the distance. I'm going to leave those alone for the time being. I want to see if they actually make it over to my little village and try to assault it. No, you don't. No! You're too sneaky. Okay. Okay, I didn't get any fat off that one, but that's okay. We got 4 lumps of fat. That's good. I'm not going to push my luck. And fun little fact, Seraphim brought up in the comments that, see that little pink flower up there at the top of that cactus? If we cut this guy down, we can actually get that little flower saguaro fruits. And we can eat this, and it restores 4 HP. Whereas berries are, what, like 0.25 or something? So this is actually a very, very good... Look at that health jump on that. That's a very good health food. And we have cactuses growing all over here. Oh my gosh, there's a ruin right there. I never noticed this one. Let's take it. We have a loot vessel for farming. What did we get? Ooh, look like a couple seeds there, or was it 2 feathers that I just got and 2 flax fiber? I believe it was 2 feathers and 2 flax. Okay, not really what I was after. Let me break this this ruin down because, well, do I really even care to break this down? Yeah, whatever, we'll break it down. Aha, my pick broke. I knew it was getting close. It was getting very, very close. And I did do, you know, a little bit of metalworking between episodes. Nothing too insane. But I did do a little bit. But see, the problem is, right now, I can't really start the build because I'm particular. And what I need is granite gravel. Andesite does not work. It doesn't have that almost like burnt look to it that granite has, so I have to have the granite gravel. I have to. There's copper there. I have so much copper though. Like, I am going to take this fruit. And I know I've seen granite gravel somewhere. Wow, look at all these cactus fruits. We're going to take them. And see, there's like some growing over there. I just wonder if there's a way to like... Actually, what if I chopped it down like that? Oh, you don't take damage when you touch these cactuses. That is amazing. There's 6. I wonder if that's going to grow back. And I wonder if there is a way to like move it so that we could actually like cultivate it. I don't know. There's 10. Let's go ahead and mine this 10. That I'm sure will come in quite handy. But I think it's just one piece. Yeah, it's just one piece. Okay. Anyways, back to looking for granite gravel. I believe 10, you're normally going to find that like underground prospecting and all that stuff, which we're going to get into in time. I'm not in a rush to get to, you know, to get to a bloomery like tomorrow. You know, I'm going to take some time, do a little bit of building and stuff like that. But we will get to a bloomery. I'm just not in any kind of rush. If you guys watch my other series, you know I don't really rush. I just kind of enjoy it. Also, if you guys didn't see the channel update video, I'm in the process of moving. So it has messed up video scheduling a bit because I've been so tired here lately. Like, I spent the majority of this week pulling out carpet and cleaning up the yard and everything. Of course, we're not moved in at the moment. It's actually not going to be until the 10th that we're moved in because I kind of got taken for a ride by the internet company. And anyways, before we got the house, they said, yeah, we service that area. Like, once you get the house, you just let us know and we'll take care of it. And then after I get the house, they're like, oh, wait, no, we don't service that area. That was a mistake, actually. So I had to find a new internet company. And I actually went through a scare because it was like, what if I can't get internet out here? Or, you know, at least good internet. You know, what if I can't? What if I can't do that? But it all worked out, so. I usually don't get too bent out of shape. I'm very much an optimist, so if things look bad, I'm going to be like, they'll get better. They'll get better. So, but it still was a very stressful situation to be in. Yeah, you're not fine, because this is all like andesite desert. Okay, let me cut for a bit. Let me look around, because I don't want to spend the whole episode you guys just watching me run around looking for gravel. And I'll be back once I find some. Okay, so fun fact, when you're looking for something, always check around your base, because generally, in my experience, it'll be right under your nose. So right here is the little cave, right, that I dug. And if we come through here, and somewhere's about right here, pop down here and come through, and look at that, granite gravel, right here. And actually, since we're on the side of this side of the mountains, I think we should pop over to those ruins as well. Since, I mean, they're literally right near us. And I think it would be worth checking out. But yeah, see, like, just going out, I got 38 raw meat already. Okay, the sun's starting to come up, and I've gathered over a stack. I think I'm going to call that there. I mean, there's a bunch more gravel down there, but this should be good for now. And over... If you recall when we first... It was like episode 2. We found some ruins over here, and we left them with a promise to come back one day and explore them. And guess what? Today is one day. Hey, something just died over here. Let's go find out what it was. Oh yeah, there's wolves like all over here. Hey, a wolf just killed something. Probably a chicken. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I can take wolves. They're easy enough with our hit and run method. But I'd rather just leave it. I'd rather leave it be. Right here. Okay. We have ourselves a ruin. Yeah. We have a seed loot vessel. Okay. That's a little bit different than farming then. What did we get? We got 3 carrot seeds. Growth time is only 2 days on those. I will take it. And I'm actually going to leave all this granite cobblestone. You know, I gathered it up last time, but I don't really see a point. I can make this stuff like super easy. And I mine enough that I'm not going to worry too much about it. Oh, look at these horsetails. And there's mushrooms all over here. And lots of cranberry bushes, which I will take. I don't have a whole lot of cranberry bushes. I've got a bunch, but I could use more, you know. You can always use more. Now, I don't know if I want to go back or, hey, onions. None of them are grown, though. Oh, and blueberry bushes. And more cranberry bushes. I'm going to gather all these. Because, well... okay. Alright. Whoa! Look at all the wolves! Alright, yeah, maybe... Maybe. Do we want to try this? I'm almost thinking discretion may be the better part of valor, because there's just wolves that keep just coming and coming and coming. So, yeah, maybe we'll leave those alone. Maybe so. They don't like me gathering their bushes. Okay, so I'll have a little run around. It's not all that far from where we're at right now to get around the mountains in this direction. And I think there was actually another ruin over here, right? Yeah, right here. Just right around the corner. Let's hit this one up too. Because, of course, we didn't check these out last time because we didn't really have the inventory space for doing so. And... oh, right there. Okay. I'm, like, half blind. It's a food loot vessel. And we got... 3 spelt grain. Okay. That's not so great, but... food's, like, something that I've got plenty of. But we'll take it. We'll take it. That's almost half a bread. So... okay, and yeah, and then we'll just come around the mountains here. Okay, home again. We got 7 lumps of fat and 42 more raw meat. So I love the hunting in this area. The hunting is so good. It's like wolves across the mountain, hyenas on this side of the mountain, boars and rams throughout over in there. And it's just, it's excellent, excellent meat. It's so good. Okay, so anyways, now that we're back, you can see my birch trees are growing. By the way, something I wanted to make note of really, really quick. You know, last episode I was like, man, I'm not getting any saplings. I've actually been getting a lot of saplings. I had 1 birch tree give me 3, actually, here recently. And so I'm able to expand this out. Eventually we'll have a proper tree farm, but right now I'm just putting down some trees. Of course, eventually, look at that. It's just beautiful. Eventually I wouldn't mind having, you know, some trees out and about and stuff like that, but... they are giving more saplings now, which is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, but anyways, let's go ahead and get to it. What we're actually going to be doing, the building-wise. So we're going to have our blacksmith setting, you know, it's going to be right in here. I'm actually not going to put down the blacksmith building just yet. I want to actually plot out some of the blacksmith work area. And I'm thinking a lot of that should be outside. So what if we did, like, out here? Oh. I was going to put a little bit of a wrench in my plans here. Because, of course, gravel falls. It is affected by gravity, so we have to take that into account. But I'd like to start with some of the gravel that we're going to be placing down here. And this is going to be kind of like the exterior of the forge, where a lot of the metal work goes on. Because I don't think that should be inside of a building. I think it should be, you know, I think it should be outside. And looking at pictures of, like, medieval type blacksmiths, it would it seems like it would generally be an outside thing, kind of like a little covered area that they work in. It's not quite day at the moment. I'll tell you what I can do though. I can whip up a good 7 oil lamps here, and we'll go ahead and toss these guys down. There we go. Yeah, see, I like the way that gravel looks quite a bit. And then what I'm thinking of doing is we're going to need, first up, we're going to do this kind of as a process here. Hopefully this turns out good. In my head, it looks great, but you know how that goes. Like, oh well, I've got 27 raw meat here, and I have some at the other base as well. So I mean, look at that. There's a full stack and 5, and then I've got about a half stack over there at the dirt hovel. So we are good on meat for sure. So if we had, I think the blacksmith itself is going to be built out of granite. Because I think it kind of matches more than andesite would. Andesite's got that whitish look, whereas I think around a blacksmith you have all that soot and ash. So granite would be a good fit for that, I think. So if we had the doorway to the blacksmith, let's just place those blocks there as kind of a reminder. So, like, the doorway would be right in here, and I may make it raised, so you actually step up into it. And then this part's going to be closed in, and it's going to kind of... oh, let's see. Let's actually use this granite cobblestone to kind of plot this out a little bit. and just kind of get a base shape going for this. Let me actually grab this. I do have an entrance down into that, so I'm just going to go ahead and cover. I may have to go, yeah, I'm just going to get some more soil. See, I've got this right here where I can get down in here. Because any caves like that I do want to explore one day. I don't want to just cover them over and forget about them. But what I'm thinking is, if we were to... yeah, maybe something to that effect. And then bring this back. So it's going to be a little bit more thin when you first walk into the blacksmith. And we'll kind of bring this wall out a little bit. And then we'll kind of have it... one thing is, let's see. Let's see, in this section here, what if we did... like, kind of have it come out like that? This is just like a rough idea at the moment. Let me get rid of this birch tree. I told you these trees were going to end up getting in my way, and they already are. Luckily, you can't have too much wood. And in our case, birch wood. Oh, yeah, I got a sapling to replace that. Great. Great, great, great. So what if we had this come out like a decent ways? You know, I want the blacksmith to be a decent size. And, of course, I build everything just on this scale. It's just massive. So if we had the blacksmith come out like that, and then I am going to have a little covered section that comes off of here. Which makes me think, do I want this to be a little bit bigger? Or do I want to have some of the blacksmith stuff on this side? I am planning on doing a little fenced-in section here with like some flowers and stuff like that, or maybe some berries. I haven't decided. That's why I've left this open. I'm going to put a gate in here, and so you can step through. There's going to be like a little area here with some stuff, and then there's going to be a fence that kind of runs out. Actually, it might run out right here along the edge of the blacksmith and then come out and hit right there, I think. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it. We'll get it. So, yeah, we'll just bring this back now to about right in there. I don't think we need a really big shop, because this is going to be... I'm going to keep tools in here. I'm going to keep some ingot stores in here. Some of them will be outside as well. And then I'm going to set him up like a little counter, you know, kind of like a shopkeeper counter in here. And then just some little, like, quality of life stuff. And maybe... I don't know if he'll have a bed here. Does he want to live at the blacksmith? Or maybe. Maybe he does. Is this going to be big enough? It's going to be small, but he's going to be mainly outside, I think. Wow, look at that. That's like blinding light coming up over there. It's so good. Yeah, because they don't have stuff out there. I don't really need a big indoor space for the blacksmith. I mean, most of his business is outside. So it's just something like that, I think. If we take a look at the map here, yeah, I think that would be alright. I think that would be an alright size, because, like, if we did his counter, like, you know, you come in, you enter the shop, you turn right here, and he's got a little counter, like, I don't know, right in there, and maybe some stuff on the walls, and then, like, wares out here as well. I think that would be alright. Let me clean up this birch tree, too. And, of course, as per usual, this is all subject to change slightly. As I get inside and I get building on the interior, I may expand the exterior dimensions slightly, maybe bring it back a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. Right now, I think that's a good starting point, because I want to, with the blacksmith, I actually want to focus on the outside first, because that's where all the money is made, per se. So he needs a nice outdoor space before I worry too much about the interior of it. Ooh, I see quite a few birch saplings, so that makes me happy. 5. 5 birch saplings for that one tree. So that's what I'm saying. I think I just got really bad luck, like, around last episode, and I was just like, this is not, I'm not getting saplings, but now I'm getting, like, tons of saplings, so it's making me eat my words, of course. It's like, haha, we'll show you. I think it was planned. I think it was in the code to do that to me. Alright, so I think that'll be big enough. Because I think the biggest point of his is going to be outside. So, okay, let's grab our granite gravel again. And most of this outdoor section, I actually want this to be gravel, in fact. So I'm going to go ahead and place out gravel where it's going to be. Now, some of this gravel is going to get covered over whenever we build the little covered section that comes off from the building and kind of overhangs over this part of it. Basically, so, you know, for where he's actually like hammering on the anvil and like smithing, you know, that's going to be covered. So, and then we're going to do a chimney that kind of comes up out of it, maybe, because I'm going to want a little furnace area for his little blacksmith section. Okay, so we'll start with something like that for right now, to get us started with, and then we'll play it by ear. So what I'm thinking is we need a furnace type area. First and foremost, we need a little furnace section. I tell you what, I think we're going to have a little furnace set up like right in here maybe. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build out, is that what, I don't know if that's the block that I want to use. Oh, actually, you know what? You know what I might do, in fact? We've got andesite sand. I wish we had granite sand. But maybe andesite sand or granite rock would work out well. Or maybe andesite gravel. Let's try that. You know what? Once again, this gravel may change. I don't know. But, you know, I'm still getting used to all the blocks within this game and everything. But I tell you what, let's do andesite gravel right there. Instead, I think I'm going to have the furnace kind of butted up against this, and then we'll do like a chimney kind of coming up through, and of course this is going to have a roof and overhang, and we'll have the chimney kind of coming up out of that overhang section. And I think it'll look pretty nice, like built in between, eventually the chimney will be built in, like, this will be the back wall of the furnace, and the chimney kind of coming up out of the center there. So, of course, so it's not so smoky out here. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea, I think. And then we're going to go ahead and just place out some dry grass. And what we're going to be using is, for our little smeltery area, we're going to make some fire pits, because we do use those things quite a bit. Quite a bit. And we'll just have 3 of them. I think that'll be good. I've found that I've used 2 a few times. 3, I think, would be a good number for us to have in the smeltery. Okay, let me pull up my crafting recipes real quick. Okay, so if we take some granite stone like that, with a little bit of blue clay there in the middle, we can make ourselves some granite cobblestone stairs. I actually have some of those lying around, but I don't feel like running over to the mud hut to go get them. Oh, I love that smoke. Like, look at that. Whenever we have a chimney on top, that's going to look pretty nice, I think. And then let's go ahead and just put stairs around this, just to kind of hide the edge of that gravel, and kind of make it look like it's actually built into... oh, we can't do that. No! Make it look like it's actually built into the wall there somewhat. And then let's go ahead and grab our granite cobblestone. Aha! I can do that. Which would be a little bit more interesting than just having it open, I think. So maybe we'll do that. And then what I'm going to do is bring stairs up right in there. We're going to remove that granite cobblestone. That's just a placeholder right now. Oh, look at the hyena. He, like, wants to get him some of this. Yeah, come on. Like, see, I feel like they've pretty much abandoned my town, but I've ran out all of the drifters. And I almost feel like the hyenas are trying to make a push into my territory now. Like, they're like, okay, the drifters are gone. Let's try to take Asgard's town now. Is what I feel like they're like... It's what I feel like they're telling each other. Of course, it's not going to work out that way. They're just providing me with free, easy resources that just come right to my door for my gathering. It's great. I love it. Okay. Then let's go ahead and remove this granite cobblestone, because of course we're going to have a chimney right in here. And we don't want that right there. We'll put that right there for right now, for lighting. Okay. And it's going to be almost like a square-shaped chimney, or a rectangular-shaped chimney, which I think is fine. Okay. I kind of wish I could put, like, oil lamps, you know, oil lamp, like, right in there or something like that would be kind of cool. I could also do something like that. I don't know. I'll play around with that, because I want to add a little bit of, like, some kind of decorative stuff, because it's just, you know, straight-out granite right now. But I do like... See, it's almost like little, like, cap border right there. I do quite like those, because it makes a little bit of variation to just, like, having just a granite wall right there. Plus the stones, I think. You know, that's one thing, and I'm going to take a second here to ramble. That's one thing I feel like in this game, it does so much better than Minecraft, because if you've ever really sat down to do a lot of like decorative work in Minecraft, if you were to build a wall, let's say out of cobblestone, or you built a wall out of, you know, pretty much any block, you built a solid wall of just one block with no variation, it's a bit overwhelming with just how bland and bad it looks. But in here, I actually quite like it. Because, I mean, if this was a blacksmith, naturally he would have the same stone type, you know. And I think it works in this game. Plus, there's like a lot of detail. Maybe something like that. Just this big, nice, impressive furnace on the side of the building there. That's all I really want. Okay. And I'm not going to do the chimney just yet, because I need to shape the building up and figure out exactly how high the building's going to be, and where the roof is going to go, and then dig it out and let the chimney come up through the top. But I kind of want to get the baseline started so you can actually see that we're starting to get a forge together. It's just going to take a little while. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to run over to the house, and I'm starting to run out of space here. If you couldn't tell, I'm really starting to push it, because I don't have any kind of like sorting system, you know, like in place, so everything's just kind of ending up in like miscellaneous chests. But I will say that once we actually get proper buildings up and going, we will have proper sorting, because if I need metals, I'll go to the forge. If I need blocks like granite, andesite, you know, all the different types of building blocks, we're going to go to the mason. If we need food, we'll go to the farms, berry farms, and crop farm type places. And I'm going to have everything, I'm going to try to keep everything semi-sorted. And then we'll probably have an actual house that we live in that has supplies in it as well. But for right now, everything's just a big mix match of just stuff at the moment. Plus, my bags are like halfway filled up with tools all the time, because I have like duplicates, because I end up breaking everything. Is that a baby goat? Yeah. I wonder why he ended up... Oh, there's his parent. I haven't had goats this far up near the base before now, which is quite interesting. Which those babies run from me, which makes me think we could probably get those into a fence and keep them too, along with our chickens. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to grab our crucibles, and then let's go ahead and get our forge. We'll bring the molds over later. I'm not going to bring those over right this second, and then our anvil as well. The main thing is whenever we get inside, we need to make sure that we have a floor that contrasts against that granite, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit overwhelming in here, I think. But I have some ideas for the floors, so I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue to deal with that. Okay, and let's actually grab these granite cobblestone slabs, and what if we put these down? The only thing is they make some kind of a weird lighting glitch there. Now I think I like this as it is. Let's go ahead and take our anvil. We'll set this guy up, and I'm thinking we're going to have this. Actually, we're going to have this setting right over here. And the reason being is right over in this section, we're going to have our forge set up. And I'm actually going to have a couple forges placed down. Yeah, I'm out of granite gravel at the moment. Well, actually, you know what? Well, it will matter. Because if I'm standing right above this, I'll be able to see down inside of it. What we're going to do is we're going to have a couple forges set up. I'm thinking a 2x2 of forges, maybe? So the forges are actually going to run back to here. And then what I'll do is I'll put, I don't know if I'll use stairs or a wall or how I want to do it. But we're going to have a few forges here, so I can actually have like multiple ones running, you know, at the same time. I think it would be kind of nice. And then what we'll do is we'll probably put the bloomeries maybe, actually we'll probably put the bloomeries right over here once we get into that. And have the bloomeries set up there, and then we'll have right over here, we'll have kind of like a little anvil smithing area. And then what I'm going to do is, let me run over here. I know I've got some more granite cobblestone. Let me go ahead and just snag that, because I do need it. I'm also going to grab stairs and slabs that are over here as well. Instead of making, I mean, I could make more, simple enough, but if I've got the stuff over here taking up chest space, might as well go ahead and use it. Actually, I want to take this little area. I want to go ahead and take this off, because we're going to use that. And I did make an extra copper hammerhead. Let's go ahead and grab that. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to have to move all the casts over as well. And then I have to make more casts. I need a bunch of ingot casts. I almost feel like I need like an ingot area. Like a little area that's just filled with ingot casts on like tables. I don't want them on the ground. I think, you know, I think they need to be on tables. But I don't think I want to put them on like wooden tables. You know, the game has wooden tables, but I think I want some kind of like stone table. Maybe granite. We'll see. A lot of granite, but I think it's gonna look good once we actually start contrasting it with a wood type, which we're gonna do that here in just a second. I know we don't have a whole lot of time left in the episode, but I do want to do a little bit with that. I promise next episode we'll just be building like the entire episode. And we are gonna have windows, but they're gonna be right out here, not looking into the forge, because I feel like if you had windows out here, they would just get like all sooty and dirty, and plus there's not really any place for a window. Except maybe right in here, but I need this space for our tool rack, in fact. So we're going to have our tools. I don't know if I want to put them there. Well, let's see. There's the anvil. And I almost feel like I want to push this back up against the wall a little bit more. Maybe put the hammers on the wall here. And this tool rack is just going to be for smith hammers. And that way I don't really feel like I need to carry those things around on me. I didn't really need to in the first place, but I have been. But maybe we have the hammer setting there and the anvils. No. I need you to face. No, why? Why do you not face in this direction? No. Okay, I guess they're going to have to face in that direction. Maybe. Oh, which puts a damper in my plans. Let's actually put it right there then. And so we'll have the anvil setting there. We'll have the forges. Let me actually pull these up. Let's shift it over one more to the left. Oh, I'm about to start dying here. I'm terrible about it. There needs to be like a special... Because I do the same thing like in Minecraft. I just let myself starve to death. Whenever I was streaming and stuff, I remember KC kept saying, eat Asgard, eat Asgard. Like, because I just totally don't even pay attention to it until I started starving to death. So maybe this will get fixed at some point so we can actually turn our anvil, but for right now we're going to have to put it right there. It seems to just always face in that direction. Which is fine. I can make it work, I guess, as best I can. We'll have the anvil setting there. Then our forges, we'll have 4 of those, which I'll whip up some more of those, and then we're going to put, you know, some kind of blocks around it. Maybe. I'll have to think about that. I'm not for sure. This is basically just our first little getting started thing. And then I do want some kind of little table for the crucibles to sit on. And I'm actually thinking about, would this... no, it's not going to look good at all. I mean, I could do something like this, maybe, and have the crucibles setting right in there. I don't know. I'm going to have to give it some thought, because I've got 4 crucibles, and I feel like 4 crucibles is probably plenty. I don't think I'm ever going to need any more of these things, at least for this blacksmith. Who knows? We might make more blacksmiths. But, I don't even know if I really need more than 2, in truth. I think if we just had 2 on the wall there, then these other ones, I'll probably just use these for decoration, in fact. I love the way gravity does on here. Yeah, so maybe these 2 we'll use as decoration inside of the blacksmith. I'm going to set them just right over here, just get them out of my way for right now. So there we go. I mean, it's kind of coming together, right? It's starting to look somewhat like blacksmith. This lamp's not going to stay here, I promise. And then what we'll do is, like, okay, right over here we're going to have our blue marines. Either there or maybe right in here. Maybe. And then we're going to have a tool casting area, an ingot casting area. Which those actually might set out in this, like, little no man's land, so, you know, the metals get done and we cast them. I think that would make sense. And then what if we did... I'd really like to have a water source, because naturally a blacksmith would have like a bucket of water nearby, you know. And there is a chisel in game, but it's not yet implemented into survival, which basically does like chisels and bits. So I mean, I could chisel and bit something, but it's not currently implemented in survival. It is in the creative menu, but it's not in the survival menu. And I'm looking through the crafting recipes, and I don't really see anything So I'll tell you what we're going to do. What if we put... This is a temporary fix, basically, until the chisel gets implemented into survival. I haven't been able to find a recipe for it anyways. I haven't noticed one. So this will just be a temporary fix, and then whenever that gets implemented, we'll actually make something out of the chisel. You know, something kind of chisel and bits-esque. But for now... Okay. Let me go get a bucket of water. And I think the nearest water source, there's a little... Yeah, there's a little pond right there. Because I am planning on using this pond before long. So we'll just go ahead and grab ourselves a bit of water. I mean, we're going to keep the pond. We're going to use it for, like, decorative purposes. But, and we'll just dump some water in there. So we do kind of sort of have a bucket of water. It doesn't really look like a bucket at the moment, or a barrel of water, but it doesn't really look like a barrel, but that's okay. At least we do have some water on hand at the blacksmith area. Like, if I had a chisel, I could really shape that up, and I think it would look pretty good. And honestly, I'd probably maybe even keep it out of the granite cobblestone because, you know, it's fireproof. We've got hot liquids like moving through here, so maybe that would make sense. But let's actually shift this over one more, right in there. Yeah, we kind of got like a little forge area coming together, slowly but surely. Okay, let me pop over one more thing I want to do this episode, and then we're going to end out. Next episode, though, we're not going to be out exploring for. Ooh, I kind of like that oak, but I don't know. Let me go grab my wood. But next episode, I promise we don't have to go on a journey to go find granite cobblestone or granite gravel and get sidetracked in the process. So we'll actually be building like the entire episode, and hopefully, maybe, of course, keep in mind I'm very much an optimist, but hopefully maybe actually start getting on some of the roof or the interior of the blacksmith. But we'll see. I do need to get all these things moved, though, as well. Look at these trees. Like, all these trees are coming in, and like, oh man, it's exciting. Very, very exciting stuff. And Sarah already told me that oak is actually a very good tree for a tree farm. And you could see, I mean, we would get a lot of saplings from this. So it does indeed make sense that this would be a great tree for, like, general purpose wood. I mean, it's not going to replace birch for our fences, but for stuff like making chests and firewood and stuff like that, I mean, it seems like there's a lot of wood on this tree. And it's going to be pretty easy to get a lot of saplings from this. Yeah, there's an oak sapling. I really only just want like one right now. And the reason being because I don't really feel like pillaring up this thing at the moment to get all the leaves on top. And so I really just want a sapling to replace the one that I'm using at the moment. And we might get some from the trees that fall. We'll see. But I'm mainly after the wood right now. The trees do take a little while to grow, but it's not terrible. It's not like forever and a day or anything. Let me go dump some of this stuff. Soon we're going to have things sorted because I'm going to have my first building. So, yeah, it's kind of starting to look like a little forge building there. But I'm thinking about one of these 3 types of wood. Now, of course, there's also birch, there's kapok. You know, there's other types of wood. But I'm actually leaning towards one of these 3 types. And I don't think I really like the pine, personally. I don't think I really like that. So, I think it would be between maple and oak for the supports inside and outside of the building. And I actually think I'm leaning towards oak. I actually quite like it. I feel like this brings in almost like a bluish. And there's like hints of blue inside the granite, like almost like bluish looking, you know, like right there, those little sprites right in there that I'm looking at. So I think I'd rather have, I think the oak, that dark, you know, that dark brown, I think would be better. I do believe. So we'll go ahead and put where the overhang is going to go for this. And I'm actually going to have the overhang run from right over there to like about, maybe about this point. So you can actually step right into the little forge area. And then we're going to have it come out to about this point, I think. Or at least the supports. The roof will actually overhang a little bit more. I think. Depending on how I want to slope the roof, it's going to overhang a little bit. But, like on the sides there. But I think that would be good. And then, like, back in here, you know, we'd have the bloomeries kind of close to this little fence. and they have like little chimneys and stuff. They look really, really good. And I'm thinking that we will probably have a few of them, mainly for decor. For decor purposes. And I think what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to bring, this fence out. And I'm going to use this area over here as just a big wood pit, like fire pit, for making charcoal. So I think that's my plan, like a big charcoal pit over in here. Because, of course, the blacksmith, he's going to need a lot of charcoal. We're going to want to be producing a lot of charcoal. So he should have a really big pit area over on this side. And then what I'll do is I'll probably actually put the fence and kind of run it across to here. And put a little door there so, people don't step into the charcoal pit or something, when they're coming through. But I think that would be good. And then we build the fence right here. And then over here we'd have a little something else, Yeah, I do believe. I think that would be good. I think it would be good. It's starting to take shape. It's still kind of bland looking, but I think it's coming together. You can kind of see pops of blacksmith action going on. And I think once we get the actual cast and stuff down, I think it'll be all right. So, I think. And honestly, I would like 2 of a lot of the cast. Now, something like prospecting picks, anvil mold, stuff like that. I don't really need a bunch of those, but I do want maybe 2 picks, 2 shovels, 2 axes, 2 swords, stuff like that we could cast. Because I do use those a lot, and in a lot of cases it's a little bit cheaper, and it's a little bit easier as well, and cheaper on materials to cast it than to work it on the anvil, because then you'd have to heat it back up again. So yeah, I actually like that. I like that andesite there, because it almost looks like ash that's kind of settled in the bottom of this little fire pit place. Oh, and I just thought of the perfect thing. Okay, you know how I'm going to have that little fenced-in area near the fire pit, right? That connects to the road. I'm going to use that as just I'm going to set up a big firewood pile. Like this little area here is just going to be like a ton of firewood, and we actually might have a couple of these around the town. But a big area of firewood that connects to the road, but it also connects over to the blacksmith, so he has firewood there. So maybe like the lumberjack guys brought the firewood over and pile it up, because he goes through it and makes charcoal for the village. It makes sense, right? it would totally make sense, I think, for it to be right there. But anyways, our copper ingots. One thing I want to do before we end up the episode is, because we're going to be using these a lot. I saw these a while back in screenshots for the game that people had taken and stuff, and we've got to use them. I don't know how many we'll have outside actually, but if you take these and you shift, look, we can stack our copper, and we're going to have like piles of copper as well as other materials, of course. So we're going to be stacking these up. And the nice thing is, if I recall correctly, once you lay out like the first layer there, they switch direction, so they're kind of like stacked up like in a brick type pattern, and it looks really good. So we are definitely going to be stacking those up in here. But anyways, next episode we'll continue on building and all that fun stuff. I know the episode has probably ran long by this point. I do apologize, but that's part of Vintage Story. You kind of get hooked into it, and then you just can't stop, and that's just part of Vintage Story. that's something, if you're gonna play Vintage Story, you just have to be prepared for. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care. Stay safe. I'll see you guys next time.